yo, Zero has really bad anger issues, and his favorite word is damn it, man. And he was like that Buddha was cheating. Remember, I already told you Zero's like technique and also what happens with his instrument. The more he suffers and the more he gets pain onto him and stuff like that, his weapon grows bigger. So now, after Buddha was hitting blows on him and stuff like that, and he was like, I'm always suffering. And he was like, this is not fair that you're able to be clairvoyant, you're cheating or whatever. So he makes his um literal like weapon like humongous, like it's like almost as high as the arena, bruh. And Buddha was like, look who's cheating now. So like this is going to be interesting because this is huge. So I wonder what Buddha's gonna do. And Buddha, like, so Brunhilde was nervous because, like, when Buddha can't foresee like the future, he becomes like stuck and paralyzed. But Buddha ends up saying like 6 realms, and his staff ends up like rolling up into different like scrolls and stuff like that, and it's so cool. And Zero like literally smashes like him with his weapon. It kind of looks like a big ass like hook, like you know those tow trucks with the dirt and they like dump it and stuff. It looks like that. Like it's like a big ass shovel at this point. Um, and he was like, after he hit him, he was like, divine punishment. You feel me? And he looks so crazy. I thought Jack the Ripper was nuts. You feel me? When he fights people, hell no, he doesn't have anything on Zero. Zero is loony bin, loony bin, straight up loony bin. And yeah, and Buddha's very clever as well. So this battle is interesting. You know what I'm saying? So far, he's really like shocked. Like Zero is really giving it all he got, and that's what I'm saying. This age difference, you know what I'm saying, and maturity. I feel like Zero is moving off of emotions, and that's what's having him getting fucked up and not really, doing well in this battle. And Buddha's coming from logic, mindfulness, enlightenment, and stuff like that, wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So these are two different fighting styles. It's kind of like you know it's giving like opposites attract right now at this point. Oh, it's his toy. No. Oh, it's my stars. So now we're going into Buddha's lifetime, and Buddha destiny happened to be like blessed. He was blessed by fate, like his life was fated, like divinely like guided and stuff like that. And he was like the prince of where he lived. He was very, very well off because he was seen as blessed, and he had like kingly duties, and he wished he was free and stuff like that. But he was very, very like good onto his people, but he also wished that he didn't have much responsibility as well, like it was more like free spirited, because he looked to like the birds. Particularly he looked towards like, yeah, it was a little bird actually. He looked towards the birds and was like, wow, like you get to do whatever you want and like just soar and stuff like that. And he has a brother. I low-key feel like he's gonna ask his brother if he can rule so that he can go off and learn about the world and stuff like that. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. And because he has those thoughts of wanting freedom, he visited like his older cousin and was talking to him, and he was like, I'm gonna be ruling soon and stuff like that. And his cousin, and he was like, I'm gonna like serve and stuff like that, and I'm gonna be happy. It's like my destiny and stuff like that. It's my fate. Kind of like how like Zerofuku felt. You see how their storylines are kind of the same but different, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense that they're matched up, and then also that they cross paths. So he's talking to his cousin, and then his cousin starts to be real. He was like, you know what I'm saying, like, am I truly happy? Like my whole life I've been like serving others. I never really got true fulfillment with what I wanted to do. I always did what was best for everyone else in their best interests, except my own. And I feel like that conversation enlightened him and made him really think if that was something he really wanted to dedicate himself to, for real, for real. And I feel like he's gonna change his mind. I feel like that's foreshadowing, within this conversation because his mind is like blown. He's like, wow, I never thought of that. You never really talked about that, because also his cousin is sick. So his cousin's perspective, although he is older, he's speaking from a place of like, I'm not going to be here long. And I wish like I probably did more, for myself, more than, just worrying about serving my country and serving everyone else. Like, did I really serve myself? You know what I'm saying? In a sense, I'm changing my nail polish color because I don't want this color anymore. I'm gonna do black toes that look cuter. So Jakar ends up passing away, and like everybody in the city is like mourning the king or whatever. And he was like one of the people who was like holding like his horsemen. He was like the king. Even though he died, he must have died a happy man. And like Jakar, before he like passed away, he was like, what this life, who did I really like serve? Like, I didn't serve myself. Like I said, I served other people. Like, what, like my happiness was, I never reached full happiness. And that's when it hit Buddha, like, I don't think I want to do this like anymore. Like, he's having like a whole reality shift like right now, and thought process, and wanting to do something else. Wow, so he literally like takes his friend, like his casket and everything, because his friend was like, I'm so sad, I looked up at the sky and I never got to see where it ended. Like, I was over here fulfilling my duties and my obligations, but I never got to explore and stuff like that. Like, this is all I know. And Buddha decides to put his casket, like, and he spreads flowers and everything, and he like picks him up and leaves the funeral, and it was like happiness within, you know what I'm saying? And puts him in the river, like I said, and he says, now you're free, my friend. And like, he was like, now go find yourself. Like, wow. So like, even though he passed away, he's still ushering, like guiding, like a sense, his spirit to be free. Like, maybe this will make you happy and at peace, that you didn't like die just serving your people. Now you get to go in the afterlife and find yourself and find what makes you truly happy. So I thought that was real cool and real deep. And it's so funny, the strongest puberty in history, like, is the title. So this is speaking off of the maturity difference of what you can see from Buddha compared to Zero, where Buddha started to have enlightenment, started to see stuff quicker, more than Zero. And I feel like that's what stunted Zero. Zero is still seeing things from a naive perspective, from like an adolescent, like Brunhilde was like, Buddha is like the king of like adolescence, because he learned how to master it. He learned and figured out the different properties of making yourself happy. You know what I'm saying? And not so much relying on it from others or and stuff like that, which is really cool. After that, he abandoned everything. He left his wife and his children, and like, just headed off to like find himself. And this is where like the 6 years of isolation began. He renounced everything, gave up everything, like a fresh slate. Like, I can't hold on to things of the past. I have to, go find my future. Find what my destiny really is, instead of following what people are telling me my destiny is. You know what I'm saying? Because I can only listen to people, but I know what's really what really happiness is for me. Other people can't tell me that. So he's going to find it. You feel me? So from then on, like, he started to like spread like his like way of being, onto other people, saying that enlightenment doesn't have to be hard. It can be quite peaceful, it can be quite chill. Because there were like monks, like, oh, we're fasting and stuff like that, and someone passed out. He was like, man, if you don't eat these beans right now, and then just chill out and relax, you know what I'm saying? And then also, like, he saved a girl from being sacrificed from the gods. He was like, I'll, like, like, bump the gods, like, you don't need to do all that, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like always been his thing, like stopping the gods consciously and unconsciously, what he's been doing, because like, he's like, the enlightenment is within, bro. Like, and it's so funny because Buddha's a real life person, but he ends up gaining this enlightenment, which makes him just as strong as a god. So it's like he wanted Buddha to fight for the gods, but it's like, man, it would only make sense for him to be fighting for humanity if you look at it like that.